Hey Limitless Nation, today you're in for a real treat. Today you get to learn directly from Irene Salazar. Irene is a wife, mother, business coach, and NLP trainer. She helps entrepreneurs release limiting beliefs and emotions that are negatively impacting their lives, such as trauma, anxiety, or addictions that limit them from being their best version of themselves. Irene helps her clients to align their personal and business values and set up goals to create a business that thrives. In today's masterclass, you are going to learn directly from the master herself, Irene Salazar. Let's dive into it.
Before you dive into today's masterclass session, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the button below. It allows you to receive notification bell every single time we provide you with the content that allows you to live a limitless life. Now, if you want to go deeper on learning on how you can hunt your future, make sure you download our masterclass session at huntyourfuture.com. It allows you to know exactly what you need to do to hunt your future. Plus, we are also going to share with you tips and tricks on what you need to do to live a limitless life starting from today's forward. Now, let's dive into today's masterclass sessions.
Hey, welcome Irene Salazar.
Welcome, Mike. Thank you so much for welcoming me.
Absolutely, and it's a privilege to have you here with us today.
It's great to be here.
Now, Irene, is there anything that we did not mention in the bio that you would like to share with the Limitless Nation?
You know that I have had this thing that probably nobody really even thinks about, but I was thinking that, gosh, I'm older. I don't know if people are going to receive me. But the fact is that it was all in my head.
And you were able to move past that and become the limitless warrior that you are today.
Yes, that's correct.
Now, Irene, here at the Limitless Nation, we have a tradition of starting each and every single interview with a limitless quote or mantra. So, do you have a quote or mantra that you have embedded into your life on a nearly daily basis?
Yes, it is. Everything is created twice. First in the mind and then in reality. It's by Robin Sharma. I love that one.
I like that. And it's true. It's true. Everything is created in the mind first, and then it gets brought into reality.
Yes, it does.
Wow. Irene, what was a challenge, difficulty, or even setback that you had to overcome to get to where you are now?
The setback and challenge that I had was having been born in Mexico, and I came here when I was very young. And so during the time that I was attending elementary school, I enjoyed everything so much here. Everything was plenteous. And so I also ate, and I gained a lot of weight. And the kids used to make fun of me. They kind of put me to the side, and they said mean things to me. But as I got older, I moved on into junior high, and even there, I was made fun of in a different way. Throughout my whole years in school, it was difficult because I lost sight of who I truly am. And when I graduated and went on to college and graduated there with everything that I wanted to do, I got married right about a year after I graduated, and I did not feel very good about myself. I brought all those insecurities into my marriage. And the fact is that because both my husband and I were very insecure, because likes attract each other, it created a very stressful marriage, very, very stressful, that it brought myself even to the lowest pit I could come to. I felt that I could never get out of it. I felt that I couldn't climb out of it. It was hopeless. But within me, I had this desire that was very deep, that I wanted to become something. I wanted to build a business where I could feel that I had succeeded. My dad had opened up a business, and I seen him grow and succeed in it, and I wanted the same. But what kept me from growing was this awful feeling within me that did not allow me to move forward at all. I began reading books, and I began to see that there was a connection between it, but it did not take me out of that feeling of, poor me, poor me. I'm going through so much. Who's going to help me out? And so that's where I feel that the deepest part of my life was is in my own self. And it was like I was in this dark room with no doors on it. That's
Okay.
what.
So what? That's a lot. That's a lot to go through. That's a lot to work through as well.
Mhm.
So from what I got from that is that you had a difficult time, even from a young age, dealing with language barrier, dealing with bullying, dealing with weight insecurities, as well as just dealing with overall insecurities, and that perpetuated itself throughout your life and into your marriage. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
So here's the question that everyone's asking, and that is, what was your aha moment? At least here we call it an aha moment. What was that moment where you went from this being insecure and in a difficult spot in your marriage to where you are now?
Well, this is how it happened. I had met this gentleman who was also practicing martial arts. And I had started up martial arts later in my life because I was doing martial arts when I was young. And when I met him, we had a very good connection because I had to interpret his Brazilian Portuguese and to the sensei who we were connected with. And one day I was feeling really down. We became very good friends. And I was feeling really down, my poor me attitude. And I was just thinking of just me. And I gave him a call, and I was sharing this with him. And he quieted down for a moment. And then all of a sudden he comes back and he says, Irene, do you think you're the only one that suffers? You create everything you have in your life, and you're giving permission to that person who is not treating you right. And it just hit me between the eyes. And it hit me so hard. I had to totally look inward inside me and say, why did he say that? Why didn't he feel sorry for me? But that was the best thing that actually turned my life around to the point where I began to say, it is my responsibility. I didn't talk to him for about 2 weeks. And then I called back and I told him, I said, thank you for what you said. And that began my journey upwards, up the mountain. It wasn't an easy, but it was something that got me going and made me realize that I had to take total responsibility of every action, every thought that I had. And when I did was when it led me to my courses that I took in NLP. And during those times, my first course, I got some results, but it was in my next course that it turned my whole life 180 degrees to the point where I realized this is who I am. And I began to live my life so differently. I didn't even recognize who I was because of the tremendous change that took place. But from that point on, I had a desire to train and do things this way so that I could also teach others to do the same and to experience what I experienced. And so that's where it took me. So that was my big aha, is it turned my whole life around.
So Irene, what are you working on now?
Hope you enjoyed the masterclass session so far. Before we get into the second half of the session itself, it is very crucial for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, as I really don't want you to miss out on another masterclass where I'm going to share with you what other expert celebrities, Fortune 5000 companies do to become successful and live a limitless life. So make sure you subscribe right now, and every single time we upload a new video, you will receive a notification bell. This allows you to enjoy the masterclass on the regular basis. So make sure you subscribe right now. Well, as you are ready, let's get into the second half of the masterclass session.
Right now, what I am working on is to be able to help other people, entrepreneurs, to be able to have a clear conscience, a clear path of things that limit them, things that keep them from moving forward, any traumas, behaviors, anything that keeps them from growing and being the best that they can be. The thing that I focus on is the people that have businesses who feel like they're stuck and they don't understand why they can't move. They have this great desire that they want to accomplish something that they want, and they've tried and tried and tried, and they've succeeded some, but there's just something holding them back. And I'll usually get together with them, get those things out of the way, have them release it, and then they begin to just start to move forward greatly.
So am I correct in saying that you help other entrepreneurs get past their limiting beliefs?
Yes.
Now, where can the Limitless Nation viewers and listeners go to learn how they can get past their limiting views and beliefs?
They could go to my website. It's just irenesalazar.com.
Awesome. Now, Irene, can you spell that out for people listening via podcast?
Yes, it's IRENES as in Sam, ALAZ as in zebra, AR.com.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
Now, Irene, you've already shared with us what a bit of advice was that a friend gave you, and that was your martial arts friend who basically told you that not everyone, that other people are also suffering out there.
Yes.
So if you had the ability to travel back in time, what is a bit of advice that you would give yourself?
The advice I would give myself is to start reading everything that I could get my hands on, to listen to all that I can for those people that have gone through it. And no matter if I felt like listening or reading, I would do it, because it is what began the change inside me. And then it just began to unravel and lead on to different things. So that would be what I would say to myself.
All right. And in the vein of helping yourself, what is a habit that you have instilled into your life that helps you maintain this limitless life?
I started incorporating a morning routine and an evening routine that has tremendously changed the way that I see my life, my day, because that's what has kept me more accountable to the things that I need to do, the things that I want to do. And if I can't do that, then I'm not going to be able to accomplish those things that I truly want.
Right. So you have created a daily actionable list that you need to do each and every single day to be productive.
Yes.
All right. That's a very, I like that. Now, Irene, what in a hypothetical world, if you could imagine all the books that you own and audio courses all disappearing, and you look into your bank balance and you realize that you only have enough money to buy one book. It could be any book, but it could only be one book. What would be the first book you would go out and get?
It would be the very first book that opened up my eyes, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
I like that. She's a very powerful read.
Yes, he is. It is.
Now, Irene, do you have a resource that you can share with the Limitless Nation to help them on their limitless journey?
I have my website, and there on my website I have an ebook. It's called How to Find Your Purpose, even if you don't know what it is, and you could download that.
Awesome. How to Find Your Purpose.
Yes, that's right.
All right. Well, Irene, what was the name? What was the name of your website?
IreneSalazar.com.
Awesome. Well, Irene, thank you very, very much for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate this.
I'm sure that the Limitless Nation has been inspired by your story. I know that I personally have been absolutely amazed at your sheer will and determination to get past all of those obstacles that life has put in your path.
Thank you.
Until next time, this is Donovan saying, stay limitless.
Well, that's a wrap. Please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the word subscribe. And if you want to go deeper on learning on what you need to do to hunt your future, make sure you watch the interview that I've done with Donovan on what you need to do to hunt your future on every aspect of your being. This allows you to live a limitless life on every aspect of your life, starting from today's forward. Plus, you are going to receive tips and tricks on what you need to do to tackle your day, tackle your challenges on every situation, every single time. So go ahead and download it right now. And until then, stay limitless forever.